Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. Now it's time to finally talk about an anime that, well, you saw in the title. I think Fooly Cooly is better than a lot of people's favorite animes.
そうだね。タバコ臭吸ってないっす。
In a world where we have the newest isekai coming out with some random idea that makes no sense, but hey, once again, it's isekai, we are now talking about an anime that is so confusing that nobody really gets it, but at the end of the day, it's a show that is incredible.
なんでこんなとこにもいるんだ？逃げるなー。じっとしてなー。
Fooly Cooly is a show that I will never understand fully. I get pieces of it, I get some of the ethos, I get some of the character motivations and some of the ways it decides to tell a story, but I rewatched it recently, and those 6 episodes, and I watched progression, and then I watched the other one, I was just like, wow, Fooly Cooly tells a really good story even though you don't fully understand what's going on all the time. And I definitely can put Fooly Cooly up there in some of my favorites and maybe even honorable mentions because I was so enthused by the world and the animation still stands up, and this is a show that came out so long ago, in 2000 to be exact, and Fooly Cooly is written by Hajime Ueda, and I, just like most people, got wind of this show through Adult Swim, and let's just thank Toonami for what it did for our childhoods. Fooly Cooly is a story that will not make sense to most people on the first glance, but is a show that has great animation, cool characters, and an interesting story, and the entire world is enthusiastic, and it feels like it rivals One Piece with its aesthetic. It has this idea of what it is and what the show wants to be, and within this show, it's filled with so much love, and I think that's what I appreciate most about Fooly Cooly.
見てほしいんだもん。目立ちたがり。お父さんお母さんが一緒に見に来るんだもん。学芸会なんてガキっぽいんだよ。自分だって子供のくせに。猫なんて恥ずかしくてやってられるか。何言ってんのよ。
I love that this is basically a scene and that's a comedy. Like, I enjoy, once again, I'm no stranger to admitting that I enjoy animes that are able to just be animes. I don't need something so serious. I love that this is a coming of age story, and I love how a lot of dirty jokes are just going over our heads, and I remember rewatching it and laughing and then seeing parts that I didn't really get when I was younger. Now that I'm seeing them as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's a sex joke, that's fire. This show is amazing and I enjoy the bulk of it. Like, I enjoy watching through every piece of it. I enjoy some of the references. I even enjoy how much the animation puts so many different animes to shame. Like, I can't believe that this animation still holds up to this day. That's what makes this show so amazing, is the aesthetic is somewhat of a punk rocker from the late 90s. You see some of the aesthetics, you see how the colors interact, even though it can somewhat be bland because we're staying in one place, but everything seems to be happening. It seems to be boisterous, it seems to be musical, it seems to all be filled with intention, and the show is really great at making simple fun, and it hinges on the minor emotional pieces that happen throughout the story. I enjoy that so much about Fooly Cooly because there's plot, there's interactions between characters, there's things you pick up, and there's characters that don't really spoon feed you their reasoning for being within the show. The show just throws it all out there and you pick up the pieces and you enjoy the ride along the way. In a world where animation could be screwed up at the drop of a dime,
somebody did this
next season, or anything can go wrong and the animation can become pure shit, Fooly Cooly is such a labor of love because nothing seems out of place, nothing looks bad. Of course, things look dated with the graphics and the sizing, but why does this still look good and can compete into today's age of animation? Like, I need someone to answer that for me. Like, Seven Deadly Sins looks like that, and Fooly Cooly looks like that, and it is literally so much older than that. Now, I've heard the naysayers, and I understand the problems with Fooly Cooly. It's short. The first season literally teaches you barely anything. We're just injected into this world, and we seem like a bystander, and we're seeing the emotions and the interactions between characters, and we're so confused by what's going on. And it's a typical anime world. It's overzealous, it has its tropes, it's a little bit unnecessary, and sometimes it's a little ridiculous, but I enjoy the story because it is fun. I like anime that's fun. I just am so serious out, and Fooly Cooly is just a breath of fresh air. I forgot how fun it was to watch anime. And that might sound crazy. How could you forget the fun of anime? So many anime try so hard to be serious. They don't just try to be fun. I enjoy Fooly Cooly. I enjoy the ride. I enjoy the animation. And I get surprised when a fight breaks out or something is showcased. The show just is trying to have fun, and it has a clear vision for itself. And a lot of animes are copy and paste, generic, with isekai taking over. And I don't necessarily blame isekai. Isekai has been around for so long. It's just now got a genre and a name, and it's basically 10 animes out of every season. It's just, I like anime that have a breath of fresh air, a new concept, they're interesting, and even though this show is so old, and I've seen some of the other seasons, which I enjoyed, still confused, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
何やってんだ。どれだけひどい目に遭えば気がつくんだ。バカかお前は。ガキが。
たっくん、私の欲しいもののた
Fooly Cooly is one of those shows that you either like it or you don't. It's kind of like Gintama, where you either appreciate its humor or you're just not into it at all. And I have no problem recommending this to people, but you cannot tell me this story is not a clear shot of adrenaline to your veins, and you enjoy the ride. You enjoy the wishy-washy feelings of teenage angst and all the dirty jokes, and you enjoy the town having so many weird things happen, and some of the amalgamations of the monsters, and some of the weird ideas that is coming with Takum in his head, because to me, that looks like he's just getting turned on and then his head explodes. Like, come on, some of those like funny jokes are really great. Like, anime being anime. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Shin-chan, because that anime was just fun. That's what it was. It was pure enjoyment, and Fooly Cooly is that. You can't tell me you don't enjoy this anime where you just turn off your brain and you enjoy what it's showing you. You take in some of the deeper lessons, because Fooly Cooly is deep, because some of the other characters and us getting to understand a lot of other characters' circumstances, you get to enjoy that. And then when you actually get some of the plot, you see, it's pretty deep and it's very important, and the show is showcasing so much to you. The reason why I revisited Fooly Cooly is I plan in the near future to make a video of if I wanted someone who's never watched anime to watch anime. I feel like here's an introductory list of series that you should start with that I think could ease you into the great world of anime. And I feel like Fooly Cooly should definitely be on that list of a good introduction. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. You understand the weirdness of anime. You understand how it can be good, bad, and it's a different way. And it's so wide in its range of telling a story that once you get to more shonen, or you get to more romance, or you get to more thrillers and mystery, you're already equipped for how anime can shift and shape and how each anime tells a different story. So I think Fooly Cooly is a good place to start. So yeah, that was my recommendation. Do you love Fooly Cooly? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you think Fooly Cooly is not better than your favorite? Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know. Please argue in the comments. You know the vibes. No problem with how you feel. But I do think I have a solid case for why Fooly Cooly is pretty awesome. But anyway, let me know how you feel. Have a great day.